Last week, I made brief statements about hating math class, and I still stand by such statements. But this week, I want to talk about this hated math class again. You're probably thinking, Stonish, what the hell are you doing? You're supposed to be talking about music in this channel. Why are you gonna be talking about your boring math class? Is this the downfall of your channel already? So if you're thinking such, I just want you to know that yes, I will be talking about math class today, but it is still pretty much related to music, so don't you go unsubscribing just yet. So yesterday I had another boring day of math class and we were being taught some more gibberish that I really could care less about until something pretty good came out of the 2 hours wherein I was just sitting there. Some fellow metalhead with piercings and long frizzy hair looked at me and told me that he liked my hair because my hairstyle is the usual long, curly and messy metalhead hairstyle. Then he asked for advice on how his curly hair could be not so frizzy like mine. Therefore I approached him and gave him some advice on shampoo routines. After giving such advice, he then proceeded to comment on my Black Sabbath t-shirt, pretty much saying that it was cool, then proceeding to ask if I was a metalhead right after, which I then answered yes, allowing us to spend our time much better in math class by just talking about different bands like Dream Theater, Slipknot, and other non-metal bands, but still rock bands like Weezer, The Beatles, The Ramones, Sonic Youth, Slowdive, Joy Division, The Cure, Doom, Linkin Park, and Ringo Deathstar. Because despite me being a metalhead, my favorite bands of all time aren't metal, allowing our overall quality conversation to be about metal, punk, shoegaze, and post-punk, which was pretty awesome. To add to that, a third metalhead with long and curly hair and who was also checking out some Yu-Gi-Oh cards joined our conversation, overhearing it, bringing in topics like Polyphia and how he dreams to be a metal vocalist, especially in the great art of Screamo, which opened the conversation to more topics like, in my case, me having my own rock band, me as a musician, my band's Sonic Youth inspiration, and my experience while watching a Dream Theater concert, and in the case of the first metalhead in the story, how he's lazy with the instruments, how he has friends who manages bands and gigs, and how he only decided to pick up the guitar because he felt left out knowing that he's the only one in his friend group who doesn't know how to play an instrument, leaving us with an even more quality conversation, which didn't really lead to much except me and my band being hooked up with Metalhead 1's band manager friend, but was an overall great moment, especially when I thought that I would just be bored in math class. The consequences of not focusing in math that time though was that I had no idea what the lesson was about, leaving me to spend like 5 hours in the school library just trying to understand how to solve problems on interest and amortization, which admittedly was a very unhappy moment, though I still do not regret the awesome conversation I had, especially when you realize that the rock scene these days is pretty much dead to the youth community, making conversations like that pretty rare. But hey, I made connections with someone who has band and gig manager friends, therefore I really regret nothing, and I say that while going through a headache trying to figure out how amortization and interests work. Alright guys, that is gonna be it for today's video. I hope you liked my little discussion on what happened during yesterday's math class. I'm gonna go ahead and end the video now because I still have better things to do after recording the narration of this. Specifically, I still have to go out with a bunch of my fisherman friends for we are gonna be searching for the Loch Ness Monster, which was proven yesterday to be real if you didn't know. I hope you all are having a good day and I hope that it gets better if you aren't. This is the Stonish saying, goodbye, Yellow Brick Road.